All right. We're gonna be watching me playing Shiv, and I think I've decided to call this general video format a walkthrough. I don't consider it a guide because I'm not gonna certainly it's not gonna be as edited as a guide is, and I'm not necessarily be going through like all of or outlining all the high level aspects of the hero and stepping through that. I want to use this as almost like a showcase of like talk about like, okay, this is what the hero is, like this is what the hero can do. Again, I don't play any hero in Deadlock at like a super high level, but I think it's still interesting, especially if you're like, a casualish Deadlock player. I think it's interesting to see certain heroes and like why they're strong and like what the reads sort of are. I'm gonna use this game as an example. This game is pretty quick. It's effectively kind of a walkthrough on Shiv. I very quickly knew that I was just much stronger than the opposition, and the game will be a good example of just like how do you snowball from there and just make sure to like close out the game quickly and move on to the next one, which I think is an important skill. Because if you let the longer you let the game go on when you have an advantage, the more likely it is the enemy team will get a chance to come back and win, right? So if you have an advantage, close it out, just end it really quickly, and we're going to kind of see how you go from like the lane dominance to the mid game to the end game, and then just kind of finishing it out from there. So we're going to watch it here. Booting up. Oh, game's paused. Oh yeah, okay, that's fine. All right, great. Oh yeah, we did a little bit of swapping just to get into lane with my duo partner. Actually, I don't think I. Yeah, I got into lane with duo partner. So yeah, there's a little bit of confusion here. It's like, as you notice, there's nobody actually going to the. I think this is green lane. So we did a little bit back and forth. That's fine. So come right now. All right. So one thing about Mo. Let's talk a little. Okay, let's back up. First, let's talk about Shiv. So for Shiv, you got four abilities, right? You got your knife, you got your dash, right? Slice and dice. So I'm just gonna call it dash. Maybe I shouldn't call it dash because like your dashing is also a separate thing. But you have nice, you have your dash, you have your passive, and you have your ultimate. So knife, you pop somebody with it, and it bleed damage over time. It's okay for damage. I think early on it does actually pretty poor damage, right? So 35 damage initially, and then 5 damage per second for 5 seconds means that at the beginning it does 60 damage. That is not a lot for a skill shot. It's like not really significant. It does slow them though, and the slow is important. The slow is definitely important, but initially not very good, and it generally speaking does not do a lot of damage unless you're building for a lot of spirit. Um, Even if you're not going spirit first, or sorry, going knife first, then it's still useful as a slow. So you'll see people still pick it up for the utility of the slow, like the range slow aspect of it, even when they're not trying to build a lot of knives. Like there's some builds where like you only get 1 or 2 points of knives just to get the extra charge, and then just ignore it for the rest of the game and literally level it last. So slice and dice, you have this short range dash. It doesn't go very far. 12 meters is not a lot. So you have slice and dice, which dashes for 12 meters. It does a lot of damage. 105 damage is like good damage early on. It's not great damage. There are other abilities to do like 160 to 200. Thinking about like, for example, Paradox Bomb, I think does 180 from the very beginning, right? And then you look at like Geist Bomb, I think does a ton of damage as well. You got some options there, but it does good damage. It also moves you, which is great. But we're gonna get back to how things interact with the ultimate later. So Bloodletting is your passive. So it defers 30% of your damage. You can just think of it as you just take 30% damage off the top of everything that comes in, right? Instead of taking 100 damage, you take 70. The 30 damage that you would have taken gets dealt back to you over the next 10 seconds. So that 30 damage you would have taken, you take 3 damage a second over the next 10 seconds, and then it ticks off. This is great because it means it's hard to burst you down, A, and B, you can activate it to clear 40% of your deferred damage. It's even better because later on, I can't mouse down to it, but later on, it defers even more damage. It's 35% after you, or rather 45% once you get rage. We'll go back to rage. So last one is Killing Blow. So Killing Blow dives you at the enemy. If they are under 20% health, it instantly kills them, which means it scales really well for heroes with high health, like really tanky characters. But the most important thing is it also activates your passive. So that's why it's obviously all heroes like want to level their ultimate as soon as possible. But Shiv in particular wants to level his ultimate even when he's not planning on using it, because it allows him to build his rage meter. His rage meter is a separate meter that gains whenever you deal damage. Melees do more damage, and I think hitting heroes probably gives you more damage. I'm not entirely sure about that. But As your rage meter builds, it gives you no bonuses, but once you hit full, then it unlocks a ton of bonuses. So right here, we can see that it increases your speed, it increases the kill threshold, it increases your damage as well. So when you're at full rage, you do 15% bonus damage across the board on everything, and then another 10% once you get the level 2 skill. That's nuts. That's an extra 25% damage on everything. The 5 talent is like not that helpful. Like, yeah, there are times where it's like, okay, you get to chain kill people, but generally it doesn't actually work out that way. And it's one of the last ones to level. Let's think about how this affects his other abilities. So Knife, when you have full rage, your knives ricochet, and they apply this. The slow doesn't trigger unless they're actually bleeding first. So sorry, unless you're full rage. So once you're full rage, your knives do 25% more damage, right? Because you probably have your rage plus level 2 talent. And then also, it slows them. And it bounces. So it bounces to one other enemy. And this is extremely strong. Obviously, it allows you to hit 2 heroes. That's great. But it also means that you can automatically hit a hero at any range if you just hit a stationary target next to them. For example, if someone is hiding behind the tower and I'm at full rage, I can just knife the tower and it'll automatically hit the hero. I don't have to worry about trying to hit them around the tower. If they're far away, I can just hit a creep next to them and it'll hit the hero. It's very, very powerful that way. I can hit people around corners, for example. Like, oh, someone's running away, they're low, but they have an ally coming to help. I hit their ally who's visible and not them because they're on the corner, and then knife bounces and kills them. So, super, super strong. Now, Slice and Dice, the big thing that happens here is once you have full rage, it does the ability twice. Not your movement, but it does it trails the same path. So basically you do double damage is one way to think about it, right? So that pops twice, and that doubles the amount of damage you're doing. So in the mid game, when like you have this leveled up and you're doing, let's say 200-ish damage on a dash, right? A Slice and Dice. So now you're doing 400 damage on the Slice and Dice, which is amazing. Of a particular note here is the level 5 skill that reduces your cooldown by 2 seconds per enemy hero hit with a max of 6. So if you hit 3 heroes, it reduces the cooldown from 16 down to 10, which is fantastic, right? There are scenarios where you can just chain it together if you have improved cooldown and other things going on that allow you to basically just dash nonstop, and that is like you get crazy, crazy things will happen at that point in time. And I think you'll see a few of them in this game. So that's really, really good. Of note is the bonus damage, right? So 105 plus 75 puts you at 180, right? Plus any other spirit scaling, you get really, really nice damage. It's one of the biggest forms of damage that you have. Actually, I would note here, you can play like full knife build. I don't think knife first makes sense. I think that dash first or just straight up just leveling guns and just being tanky makes more sense. Bloodletting. So with rage, it increases your damage deferral. So instead of 30%, you go all the way up to 45, right? That's insane. That basically halves all damage you take. That means if you have 2,000 health, you basically have 3,000 health. And you can clear the damage. And it's important because there are plenty of times where you're like, oh, I'm going to die here. Like, I'm already ticking down. Like, I'm going to die no matter what, even with deferral. But you can keep fighting, which allows you to change the fight, potentially to help your teammates get the kill. Or you get kills and lifesteal enough that you can keep going. Very, very important. And obviously your ultimate itself, like once you're at full rage, you get those special properties. Okay, so talking about the lane phase. So let's talk a little bit about Mo. Now, Mo's interesting. The most common thing that is going to happen with Mo's is that they're going to play around Scorn. So Scorn is a really, really powerful ability that does okay damage, but it heals. And that's really important, is that he can heal a ton. So for example, if he hits 4 creeps, that's 240 damage. And then he converts 70% of that to health. So that's what? 168, right? 168 health off the level 1 skill is nuts. That's really good. It does double healing against heroes, which is even more healing. And I don't think there's actually a cap on it. So he can get truly, like, let's say there's 8 creeps going. He can just completely fill up his health from like basically nothing if there's enough creeps around him. It's very, very strong. It's a strong laning ability. It also, I would note, it goes through walls. I don't know if this is intentional or not, but like everyone's pretty much aware of this. It goes through like any object. So for example, like the pillar over here, it'll go straight through it. It's like bonkers. So you have to constantly be aware of this. So as a general rule, I mean, obviously most other abilities we cover all of them, but it's not necessary. the general flow of playing against Mo is we're looking for moments where he has used Scorn and now we can punish him. And because Scorn is such a strong health regeneration ability, you often find that Mo players get sloppy and they overexpose themselves a lot to chip damage because they know they can heal it back. So I'm looking for a situation where I can chip down the Mo, then he uses Scorn, preferably not hitting me, then I can pursue. Because Scorn has a relatively long cooldown, right? 12.5 seconds is long-ish. Again, with the talent, it goes all the way down to 8-ish seconds. But, like, there is an opportunity. 8 seconds is still a long time to potentially get a kill. And again, he's not going to help to full, especially if I can chase him away from the lane where it's just me and him. Okay, great. Like, he's going to heal 120 health. Fine. That potentially is enough for me to kill him. Mo is such a big target that for heroes that do good gun damage, like Shiv, for example, Yamato, right? Geist, you can chip him down really, really easily. Versus like Wraith and Haze at the beginning don't do a lot of damage, so even hitting them is not that big a deal. So we're going to work him down a little bit. I'm being cognizant of my knife charge. It does not do a lot of damage until I get it going, but that's okay, right? It's fine. Like, I'm going to plenty of time to build the charge. But I already noted, look, I already did half damage to the Mo, and we're going to keep an eye on that. It doesn't feel like the Mo knows what he's doing, and I've already kind of clocked that. So we're going to come back to that later. Reloading, chilling, right? Just farming. So you'll notice that I'm popping him, and I'm trying to stay outside of the range of Scorn because I do not want him to be able to scorn me. So I pop him a little bit, but he's actually trading a little better than I expected, which is like, okay, good. That's something I learned from this game. It's like, oh, okay, Mo's damage is actually pretty good. I did not expect him to be able to do that much to me. So now I use the barrels to do corner peeking, right? So like almost nothing from my angle is visible. So you can see, like, he can barely see me at all, but I have, like, a perfectly good shot here to chip him down. He uses Scorn, fine. All right, so now I know Scorn's on cooldown. So I'm working a little bit, and now I've gotten all the side angle, and now he's exposed. And now he's no Scorn, so if he had Scorn, he could commit here and kill me. But he doesn't have Scorn, and I know it. So 7 rotates over, that's fine. Okay, so now 2 are focused on me, that's fine, right? That frees up my Ivy partner, this is what it is. I'm gonna pop heal. Just chilling. I whiffed that knife because I expected the mill to go there. So this is kind of an interesting play. Is when I first started playing Shiv, I would also back up here and say Shiv is a really good hero to learn if you're scared of taking fights. That's the reason why I actually started playing Shiv. Is I started out playing like Haze, Infernus, etc., where it's like I'm only taking fights when I'm like really know that I'm gonna win. / I'm so tanky already that I'm not worried. Shiv is only like this weird middle ground where you're not like inherently. I mean, like obviously your passive like makes you tanky, but like compared to like Abrams, who is like outrageously tanking as an ultimate to escape, Shiv has no mobility escape. Like his slice and dice does not take you very far. So you need to have like really good awareness, and a lot of the ways that you get out of bad situations, you just have to kill the enemy. Like it kind of forces you to fight and learn how to fight and win. So one of the things that I've learned from playing Shiv is you're way better in the early game than you might imagine. So despite the fact that I knew the 7 was above me, I jumped up here to take the fight with the 7. Because I know I can land slice and dice here, which is a big advantage, and from there, I can probably convert it to a kill, or at least forcing him back. So, slice and dice right away. Fine, Mo shows up, that's fine. Okay, I back up here. I parried instinctively in case he was able to follow me. Sometimes melees do weird things. Pop heal. Alright, we're just chilling for now. Staying close enough in lane, make sure I get any farm that's going on. Get healed up. We're gonna go back in. So, again, nothing's really happening so far, but it's gonna snowball pretty soon. So, pop. Right, just chilling. Again, remember, I'm thinking here is the 7 plays safe, the Mo plays bad, right? Overextended, overexposed. I can keep chipping this Mo down all the time. And that's what I'm going to do, because I'm looking to eventually get a kill here on the Mo, right? Mo goes in, that's fine, right? Mo's pursuing me. Now, this is an important moment. The Mo has gone around the pillar. So at this point in time, I know A, 7 can't help, and B, we've seen him try to melee me earlier. We just saw him try to melee me when I rolled away earlier. We saw me do the parry, right, and then sprint away. So now he goes on me, and now I parry, right? Because I see it coming. Like my brain is already primed to think about the melee here, right? Get the parry, right? Double melee, and he gets kill. I follow the 7, and I'm looking, and I think, okay, the 7 could potentially die right now because there's no Mo, but he's in a pretty reasonable position. But right now, if you look at this, do you think I can go and kill? Because if you don't, well, you're about to learn something. right? Like, the melee there didn't matter. There's no way for him to escape because my Ivy's over there as well. Like, he definitely dies here no matter what. That's the read. Like, if I wanted to try to teach somebody right now, like, oh, I like the way minus 10 seconds sent me all the way to the next, I don't know, 3/4 of the way to the game. Yeah, let's fast forward a little bit to get back to that point. Go on, Mo. Go on, me. Okay. So, the whole time I'm doing this, I'm thinking, I'm going to kill the 7. Unless he goes way back, I'm going to kill the 7. Shops are not safe. I cannot emphasize this enough. Shops are safe when you first start playing the game. I would say for maybe the bottom 50% MMR players, shops feel safe because you're like, oh, I'm behind my tower. They can't really get at me. But once you start ranking up, you realize, no, they can kill you. They can kill you without any help even, right? Just like 1v1, they can kill you behind the tower at the shop because the shop itself is not actually within tower range at a minimum. And so if you have an advantage of some kind, you should think, can I pursue and get this kill? Now, the Mo is going to be back very soon, right? Respawn times at the beginning of the game are very, very, very low. But I have time here to potentially do it. Because of the change in the recent patch where you can no longer zipline out after a death, I know the Mo is going to, at a minimum, need to spawn, jump on, and slowly come out. So I got time here. So you see me pause to get that kill, and I'm going to look and say, hey, what's going to happen from here? And all I'm focusing on is chip, chip, chip. Right? Chip, chip, chip. I want to get him low enough that I'm confident I can take this fight no matter what. Now, he probably has stun leveled, right? But it's okay because I have plenty of time here to get this kill. Even without the Ivy, forget the Ivy. Like, me alone, I can get this kill. I'm thinking about it every second of the way here. I'm thinking, okay, get the kill, get the kill, get the kill. And you notice I made sure that I have ammo here. And now I commit. I dash in, right? So sprint, jump, right? I feel like I should be clear on my naming. I think with dash jump, right? I dash jump in to get close on top of him, which makes the slice really easy. So there's 3 creeps here, right? Plus the tower shooting at me. Does not matter because I'm not going to be in this range for very long. I'm dashing through him, and if you're over here, I would dash that way. I'm going to dash through him and then gun him down from outside of the tower range. The tower itself could kill me, but as long as I stay out of the range, I should be okay. I dash through. Tower turns now to go deal with the rest of my creeps, right? I slide backwards. Again, even if he did not try to, obviously this melee is not going to work, but even if he didn't try to do the melee, like, he's still going to die here. He has no way that he can survive. Like, this is 2 shotgun shots from me, ignoring whatever my Ivy's going to do. My Ivy's at full health, so, like, my Ivy could kill as well here, right? And just gut him down. And with that, now we got a good advantage, right? Now 1.7k over here, 1.5 versus 1,841. We're in good shape here, right? I just take their crates, and I go over here, and I'm going to make sure I get around the corner, because I don't know if the Mo might try to pursue for a second. Make absolutely sure the Mo's not pursuing. Okay, I see him in lane, and now I can pop heal, and now I'm safe. And I take the safe route back just to make sure, kill some boxes, go over here, buy, and get ready. Now I think I'm ahead. I'm going to stay ahead. Bully people when you are ahead. I know it's not a nice thing to say, but that's the reality when you want to win games. Bully people when you're ahead. I am 1,000 ahead of them. I'm going to use that advantage, okay? I've gotten these items here. I'm going to use these items in order to be able to turn my advantage into a fight win, into a lane win, into an early game win, into a mid game win, into a late game win, right? So once again, we see Mo comes in hyper aggressively. Why does he do this? A, because he's not very good, but B, because he has Scorn, and he thinks that Scorn is going to be enough to kind of like sustain through this. And Scorn does heal him for a reasonable amount, but I slice and dice him right, or did I slice and dice right away? I think I just maybe just rolled out of the way, right? I poke him down. He disarms. That's fine. I'm going to chill back here, right? Resetting, go back in. And again, I know that he's taken a lot of damage, okay? He's got another Scorn coming up, but it's frankly not going to matter because I already do enough damage at this point that I can basically out-damage the Scorn as needed. So, ball goes in. It's fine. Chilling. So, the 7 is going to be playing at subway entrance, okay? So, 2 are right, I think? Is that what happens? Maybe not yet. Yeah, he's still back for now. I missed that knife. I base my knife usage based on how many charges I have. If I have full charges, I often toss one, even if it's not a really high percentage one, because I can just get the charge back going. Obviously, I'm still aiming to hit it. I'm not going to throw it if I'm not going to hit it. But once I start dropping lower, I only throw really, really high percentage knives, like 90% plus. So he tries to engage on me, right, with Burrow and then also Scorn. Great. So what do? I dash out right away. So he doesn't even get the sword off, but even if he did, not a big deal. Right? So now he's like basically full health, like pretty much close to full health, because he's probably thinking, okay, I got in, I scored, and I healed a bunch, right? My IV is low, but great. I knife him, and I'm following. Why? Because I can. What's he gonna do? Like, I'm too tanky right now, relatively speaking. I'm ahead in levels, right? Ahead in farm. I'm gonna keep chasing him, and I'm keep chunking him. And you notice that I'm actually slowing down right now because 7 has a stun that if I get stunned out of position, this could still be bad. So I can't necessarily commit and kill right now, but I'm certainly applying damage. I get disarm. Disarm lasts forever. I hate this ability. Hate's a strong word. It's not a fun ability. Right? And now I'm just chilling and going over here. And I pop heal right? Because I'm like, look, I don't need this fight when I'm missing 300 health. My charge is up. I'm going to use heal right. Right? I'm going to dash through. I don't know why the camera is not aligned. There we go. And wait. So I'm at 1231. I really want 20 more souls. Great. Excellent. I go right back. Buy. What did I end up buying? Mystic Shot. Okay. So Mystic Shot here is good because it allows me to keep chipping them. Every 5 seconds, it's going to do an extra 77 spirit damage, which is great value in the early game. Even later on, it goes all the way up to 200 plus damage. I think the scaling on it is pretty good. What is the scaling? It doesn't show. That's sad. All right. But I think the scaling on it is pretty reasonable. I wonder actually if I can reverse engineer what the scaling is. Because it's 65 base, so it's 12. So it's almost 1-to-1. Okay, yeah, it's almost 1-to-1 for scaling. Plus, remember that your rage and everything affects it as well. So the call out here was that 7 is playing Subway. So let's actually back it up. Wow. Okay. Well, apparently trying to back out, 10 seconds, exits the replay. I don't know what is happening right now. Is it trying to get back to the point that I hit the button? Truly, this replay viewer is so good. All right, we're trying this again. The replay reviewer keeps crashing the game, which is hilarious. I really need to avoid pushing any buttons. Anyway, so the call out here from Ivy was that 7 is playing Subway, right? So the inside door on the right. Okay, great. So I know, look, this is not quite yet. Yeah, oh, sorry, I'm a little short. So we gotta buy. So now I think the call out here is 7's playing inside on the right. I hear it, I see it, and I'm like, cool. I'm like inching up and I'm like, hey, look, is the 7 gonna go back? He's not gonna go back? Great. Now I go. Roll in, slice and dice, so you see the damage. And again, 7's full health here, right? I shoot him and hit him with a knife. I shoot him again, right? And pop ulti, and then he's dead. Great. What's your instinct right now? I think a lot of players are probably thinking, okay, I got the kill, I want to get out. That's not my thinking. I think I want more. I always want more. If I can get more, I want more, right? And I know I can get more. I'm not particularly injured right now. I'm 920 health. I can get more. The Mo went behind me. We saw him go behind me. So I have the opportunity now to turn and immediately look for him. Shoot, knife. I slid down to get out of the tower range to reset it. But I reload right now. Or actually, I'm disarmed regardless. But you'll see, what are you thinking right now? I think a lot of players, I think 50% plus of players are like, let's just let it go. That's not the correct play. Get the kill. He cannot stop me from killing him. I just need to chill for a second, finish the reload, roll in, right? I actually missed him with the slice and dice, but you saw the ghost form actually kills him with it. The follow-up from full rage. My rage bar is full right now. It's not, replay's bugged out, but it's full right now. So, great. Now we've gotten 4 kills, and we are at 1,500 ahead, or at least I'm at 1,500 ahead of the other 2 people in this lane. At this point, I was actually very frustrated. I was like talking about this in Discord because we lost the last game, and I was like frustrating to not be able to play against like that game, kind of like be able to replay that game to give yourself a better chance or like try again. And like I knew this game, I literally as soon as this, I was like, I think we're gonna win this game. Like I truly do not think, like, just based on what's kind of going on. Like obviously I'm not always correct about this, but like it feels like I'm just so much better than the quality of player in this game that it's really hard for me to imagine playing a hero and I'm really comfortable. Like if I'm playing, I've started playing Warden recently, right? Like if I'm playing Warden, I don't feel that way because I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. But if I'm playing Shiv here, a hero that I have a good amount of hours at this point in time, I'm like, I feel like I got this. I back up because I'm afraid of the ball, right? Just denying. I think there's some desync here on the shots, but that's fine. So we're gonna chill. We're gonna go back, right? I get this. I'm gonna buy, what did I buy? Extra stamina, I think, right? Just to make it easier for me to pursue. Because at this point, I don't need any items for survival. I don't need items for damage. Like, I'm gonna kill them every single time they're out of position. And the only question is, can I possibly follow up? So 7 was playing from the mist. I did this. I did a blind dash in. I just made an educated guess here that he's not gonna be able to stop me. And then he goes in. Great, excellent. I'm gonna stand here, get stunned. Now I walk back in and I pursue. Right? I'm like, oh, okay. He goes back to the left. That's fine. I don't need to do anything. I just chill. I go back. Reset. We're going. If he's gonna go that far back, it's fine. So 7 comes back in. I'm sure everybody. I don't even think that 50% of players would think that that would not go here. I think most people would be like, the 7 has to die right now. Right? I knife him. Right? Knife him again. He could try to run in my corner, but I think the knife would have killed him anyway. So Mo comes in. Right? He pops Scorn. We can see Scorn right now. I dash through him. And again, what do I want? I want more. I want the kill here. Right? He gets low. He dies. I don't even need to use ulti. And we're in good shape. Pop the heal, crank out the damage. So I'm going to go back right now because I want healing right, and I want to be able to buy because I'm at 2400. We're not going to kill the tower right now anyway. Like, if I thought we'd kill the tower, I would stay there to kill a tower. But because of the way that the Guardians work with one of the recent patches, they have damage resistance that scales down over time. So killing them very early is difficult. It's not impossible. Like, maybe I could have killed it if we both stuck it out, but we probably would have died for it. And, like, what's the value? Like, I know I'm going to get it eventually anyway, so, like, or pretty soon. So I'm not fretting about trying to force that. I go clear camp real quick, right? Keep my rage up because I lost some of the rage going back to buy. And we're going back out again. My mindset, aggression, right? I'm 3,000 ahead of the enemy team or the enemy laners. Like, there's no reason that I'm literally double them. Like, I'm basically 2 of them combined. There's no reason for me not to be hyper aggressive at this moment in time. Right? Unless they rotate or something, we're in good shape. Mo's playing really far back. You see I chipped him with the Mystic Shot. Mystic Shot does have damage fall off, so that's why you saw only 34 damage on it. That's fine. But 7 is to the right, and as soon as I heard/see it, I immediately go. I'm looking for him, like, okay, cool, where did he go? He went up the top. All right, fine. I just let him go. That's fine. Mo's right here. I dash through, apply damage, right? Get him low. I knew that wasn't going to kill him. I was trying to follow like far enough to be able to confirm the kill, but he's like, he's too tanky now, so I just go back. So 7 comes back out and tries to advance on me. I'm at 687 health. I think a lot of people would have been trying to retreat right now. That is not my thinking. My thinking is I could kill them, but I get disarmed, so okay, fine. Right? But if I don't get the disarm, maybe I kill them. My cooldowns are not showing correctly. You obviously saw me use like ultimate right there, so I think it's desynced now, which is fine. I mean, it kind of is what it is, right? It's unfortunate because like now we can't make the play, but I did not have ulti there. Otherwise, with ulti, I would have killed both of them. Like, I dash, but like, or slice and dice, but slice and dice may have been too far to hit that reliably. Just to do quick farming. So one thing to think about is when you're ahead in farm, try not to farm too much, right? Especially farm on your side of the map. Leave farm on your side of the map for heroes on your team who are not doing as well, because they can't safely farm like at the midpoint of the map, right? Like over here and forwards. So you with higher farm should be doing that because it's hard to displace you. If you are already so strong, nobody can 1v1 you, that means they have to send 2 to stop you from pushing a lane, which is great because that means that there's a number advantage somewhere else on the map. And if you're smart and you get out of it, or you can beat the 2v1, then you're rolling, right? And then your team kind of benefits from that and they can kind of draft off of you. I think that's a really important concept, is when you're strong, apply pressure. Because not only does it slow down the enemy team's farm and their positioning, but it gives space for your team to farm. So my general mentality, and this is a huge shift in my mentality, like as I've gotten much better as a player, is when I am strong, I want to be pushing, like applying pressure, like looking for kills whenever possible. At a minimum, not because it's the optimal play for me, because I like could farm a ton, right? Staying in lane, going to creeps, like I could farm a lot this way, but it creates more opportunities for my team to farm and keep up with me / like catch up if they're behind. But I would also note here, it's past 8 minutes. So at 8 minutes, farm and lane is now split instead of getting full credit to both of them in a dual lane. So I don't want to be taking farm away from my Ivy player here, if at all possible. Because the lanes are, the creeps are here, because I have full rage, like it's easy for me to go and kill these camps out quickly. So I do that. I'm still thinking through like how to clear every camp as Shiv. Like I probably played, I don't know, like 30 games of Shiv maybe at this point. I still don't know how to do all the camps optimally. Like there's a lot of, especially for certain angles, like maybe like, yes, this one spot allows you to slice and dice all the creeps, but if you are approaching the camp from the other side, is it faster to run to that spot, or is it faster to slice through 2 of them and then shoot the last one? I don't know. I'm still like playing with that to try to figure things out. But like that's like kind of the optimization that's always going on in my head. Oh, great. My rage bar finally shows now. That's excellent. Oh, nope, it's gone again. So why am I here in this lane? I'm here in this lane because this walker is up. Guardian is up. I keep flipping it. This Guardian is up, and I want to be able to kill it. Kelvin shows up, and I'm like, okay, great. I immediately slice and dice. Because why? Because I have no fear. I'm at 8,000. I'm 2,000 ahead of everybody else. I know I was ahead of everybody else. I know I'm strong. I know I'm a good close-range combatant. I'm applying pressure, and I want to get the kill. Fine. He pops ultimate here. I'm like, okay, this is fine, right? Tower's just doing its thing. I'm just shooting him down. So I get out of range a little bit to make sure I don't get hit by the tower, right? He gets low, and I have ulti, and we get the kill. Great. So we get this. What's the plan from here? Again, past me, worst player me, would have gone back and farmed these camps on the outside, or maybe rotated here and killed this. But new player me is like, look, I just want to keep applying pressure whenever possible, right? So we go over here, and I'm looking, I was like, okay, we're going for the Lash. I notice that, okay, he's too far away, so I don't want to give up the creeps here. I'm like, okay, fine, right? But like going over here right away is important because I'm going to use this and hopefully buy right now with my 3,000 souls, right? I'm going to buy, and now we can see there's Spirit Lifesteal, and then there is improved cooldown. And now I'm going to use this and immediately go back out and push, right? Push the lane, and I'm constantly looking at the minimap for what is next. You see, that's why you see I'm not moving my mouse, is I'm just looking at the minimap right now. And I look, okay, what do we do now? You want to kill all the outside Guardians first. Then you want to kill all the walkers first. Then you're looking for an opportunity to go in and finally kill the base Guardians and get a shrine eventually, right? So the next 2 Guardians are over here. This lane is pushed, so someone needs to deal with it. That takes 1 player away from their team already. I'm farmed. I'm strong. I'm going to rotate. I'm going to go to the left. All right, slowly. I'm hesitating a little bit, I think, because I wanted to figure out where the rest of the heroes are. But now I'm like, okay, now we're committing. So we go in. They definitely obviously do not realize it's coming. I slice him right away. He kills. I kill him. I don't even need ulti there. I turn back and I'm looking for more because I know there was somebody else around here, but I can't see them. Switch to, yeah, there, we're gonna switch to the just target view now. So I'm like, okay, wait, the Abram's here, but he's already back, so nothing I can do here. But I'm gonna go over here because I can see that my Bebop's coming. So slice and dice through, right? He's dead, great. And now we kill off the walker. I keep doing it. Guardian. So now we kill 3 of the Guardians. We've got our flex slot. Excellent. What's the plan from here? Well, we could keep pushing the walker, which is actually not that unreasonable. But I see, hey, look, their McGinnis is over here, and I don't know where a lot of heroes are, right? Because Abrams died right now, but he respawns quickly. There's Kelvin over here, and there's 3 other heroes missing right now, right? 1, 2 spawning, 3 out here, 3 heroes missing. I assume they're going to defend this walker. So I'm going to go all the way over here, and I'm going to try to get the McGinnis. So I've called it out to the Wraith player. So I dash through, and like even the turrets here, like I'm way more farmed. I don't have to worry about it. I can just kill. I can solo the McGinnis here. But Bebop pulls her in. I ulti, even knowing it's not going to kill her, just to go to her faster to finish the kill quickly. And that's really important as Shiv. Do not think of your ultimate purely as a killing blow mechanic. The jump, the teleport, just like Blink Strike, is actually super valuable. And I would say probably over half the time I use it to chase down enemies rather than using it to confirm a kill. Because like once you're right next to somebody, you'll kill most people, other than like the brawliest ones at point blank. All right, Mo's over here. I poke him a little bit. I can already tell his body language is already demonstrating that he respects me. You saw earlier in the laning phase where it's like, oh, like he got up to me, tried to scorn, he tried to shoot me a bit. Now, as soon as he sees me, he doesn't even try to shoot. He just immediately runs away. So I don't want to chase him because he's already running away from me at maximum speed. I won't be able to catch him. Shiv has no real good catch. So I won't be able to catch him anyway. So I'm like, okay, it's fine. I think about farming their camp, but I'm also a little nervous that like, hey, like what's kind of going on over here? Mo's over there. I'm like, okay, great. He's gone. Like I can now farm their camp. So I farm it, get the vending machines away. This is a lot of souls, right? So that's 651 right there off of that camp. So big deal. All right, farm these camps. I messed up here. I was like, wait, what the heck? Dash through. All right, still some farming, nothing particularly exciting, right? But good souls amount, right? I went from 6151 to 1281 now. So I just got 1,300 souls in not even a minute, right? An early game, that's a great value. So I back up here because I know there's two. They actually probably could have engaged me here because I knew I had nobody behind me, but they didn't know that. So they're kind of like scared here, and like they know that I'm ahead in farm, so they're like playing it carefully. If especially my haste wasn't rotating, they probably could have killed me here. But we both were like, hey, look, we don't want to take the fight, which is fine. I see them backing up, which means I know they don't think they can win the fight, which allows me to stay in farm it. Like if both of us are backing away, one of us is wrong. And I was like, oh, okay, if they're backing away, they're great. So like, I don't know some information. Like, I don't know if there's anybody else there with them. But as soon as they're backing away, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm good. So we're going to buy up here. Farm some more creeps. But again, right now, we're 8-0-2. We have not done anywhere close to enough to win this game. Nowhere close to enough, right? I'm sure a lot of players would be sitting in this position and be like, okay, I am 8-0. We're going to win this game. No, I think the odds of me winning this game right now, assuming I didn't play with an aggressive mindset, is probably 55%. It's not bad, right? 55% is a good win rate. That climbs, right? In Overwatch, that would definitely climb, but that is not enough. Considering the start that I had, I want to skyrocket this to like 75, 85, 95% chance of winning. That requires me to continually to be aggressive whenever possible. Smart aggression, right? Smart aggression, obviously, not dying for it, but be aggressive. Sometimes you miss, and it's very frustrating. So what I see happen over here is I think we lose two heroes. I think they get killed over there, and then so I take this opportunity to apply pressure to the walker. Because remember, I'm strong enough now that they can't send one to kill me. They have to send two. And depending on which two it is, they still might not be able to kill me. And when a hero gets to that point, it's so hard to deal with this because having to always send number advantage to deal with them messes up the rest of their game plan. It's the same concept you think about in basketball. If you're playing 5-on-5 basketball, if you have to constantly double team somebody because they always get to the rim easily and score, one person is wide open. And even if that person is like a high school JV player, if they sit under the rim and you pass the ball to them and they're uncontested, they will still score the ball 90% plus of the time. That should be your mindset when you are ahead. Get aggressive, force outnumbered rotations from them, survive the rotation, or punish them if they don't rotate enough, right? That constant aggressive mentality is really important. So again, if I was at like 10K net worth, I'm long since out of here because I can't, there's a very high chance that I die here and I don't want to die for that, not this phase of the game. But I know I'm ahead, so I'm in good shape. I get stunned here. Can't quite get the finish. I'm like just playing it safe now. Like, look, I can get this later. So 7 rolls forwards and I see 7 roll forwards and I'm like, okay, cool. Let's see if I can do something here. So I go in, dash, knife, and you'll notice that I waited long enough to see if there's anybody behind the 7. And because I didn't see anybody, I'm like, okay, if there was somebody else coming here, they would already be here. But they weren't, so I'm going to follow up, get this kill. The 7's now injured. What do you do right now? 7's only at 60% health, okay? What do you do? I think a lot of players would be like, cool, I'm going to go back up, I'm going to kill the creeps, and I'm going to push back and kill the Guardian. What do? I'm going to kill him right now. I'm going to give him no chance to survive. Bully people when you are ahead, all right? That's like, you must press the advantage. I know the walker's one-shottable anyway, so I don't have to worry about the walker. I can kill a walker any moment that I want. So I go up here, kill the walker, right? And I know, how's 7 going to escape? 7 has no mobility, right? Especially early on before he gets spirit. He has no mobility. He dies here, right? Go in, hit it, do a quick melee after. And again, I knew that wasn't going to kill him. I just had to get close enough. I'm like, okay, he's definitely going to die here. Doing a quick melee after that is actually pretty dangerous. If he was really smart, he would melee, he would parry because that is the only option that he can survive. But it's a bad habit that I need to break myself out of. It's one of the things that will happen more. Like, as I play better players, I get punished more for it, and I'll stop doing it. I'm already aware of it and like dodge it most of the time, but it happens. All right, go back. I'm going to buy here. I buy at this forward shop because it's faster than going to the secret shop. It doesn't seem like a big deal, but it is. Like, be efficient with your time, right? Be really, really efficient with your time. What's my goal now? My goal now is to get walkers. Okay, I killed all the Guardians. I think I was there at every single Guardian kill. Or sorry, yeah, Guardian kill. I'm doing it correctly this time. Now it's my job, kill all the walkers. Think of objectives like towers, Guardians, walkers, shrines, base Guardians. Think of them as health points for the enemy team, right? When you kill enough objectives, when you kill their health, they die permanently. Or you can think about like a competitive card game like Magic, right? Magic the Gathering, right? Objectives represent their what do they call it? Commander, right? Their commander's health now, right? Or in Star Wars Unlimited, it's their base health.
every single objective permanently decreases their health in a one-way direction until finally they die. Killing all these heroes, they're just minions in the grand scheme of things that slow you down from that objective. So whenever possible, yeah, go out, kill objectives. It's nice that you get other things for it too. You get money, you get map control, right? You get flex slots. Those things are all extra and great and icing on the cake. But even if they didn't exist, it would still be important to do it because you have to do it to win the game. So I'm staying objective focused here, right? I'm looking for, okay, wait, where do I go next? Where do I fight? So I look out here. I'm like, okay, McGinnis is kind of backed up here. I can't see any enemy heroes, so I'm not going to try to press my advantage anywhere. I'm just going to farm these creeps, right? Keep this lane pushed and see, okay, well, missed that one, fine. And we're just going to chill, right? And I'm going to say, okay, what's kind of going now? I see these creeps have pushed in, right? I communicate to the Wraith. I'm like, okay, let's go, right? Because I go over here and I'm looking. I hear somebody to the right. I look and I'm like, So right now, my information is there are at least 2 heroes here, the Wraith and a Lash. I don't even know if the footsteps I heard over here were the Lash. I think in the moment I didn't think it was a Lash. So I think there's at least 3 here, which is correct. I did hear a Lash, right? So let me see. So there's at least 3 heroes here. There's only 2 of us, and we'd be fighting under a Walker. I'm like, I don't want to fight this. This is a good example of smart aggression, right? I don't want to take this fight right now because we have no advantage, right? We in fact have a disadvantage, even with net worth advantage. Like we have a disadvantage here. We're fighting on the tower, right? Fighting McGinnis in her turrets is super annoying. So I'm just farming crates and I'm just waiting for them to make a mistake. But we reveal right now, which is like kind of unfortunate, but I felt like there was maybe an opportunity here to maybe pressure tower because I felt like maybe they're rotating, right? I walk through Vale. I'm like, look, hey, anybody there? No? Great. I ping 1. I'm like, okay, cool. I think we can probably start shooting this. Right, just work it down a little bit. Kevin tries to poke us. And now I'm like, I don't feel good about this. I feel like we've shown in the lane for too long. It's honestly like pretty sloppy on my part to reveal there. It's unlikely that this is going to result in anything good. That's what my game sense instinct from experience is telling me. If we look at this, there's only Kelvin here right now, but there's 3 people coming out right now. So that's going to be 4 right there, plus the 7 rotating. And I'm like, I don't like this. I don't like this fight, so I'm just kind of chilling. I'm supporting because my team is in, because they're going to try to suicide for the Walker. But I'm like, I'm going to actually back out. So, Hayes suicides for the Walker, which is like an okay trade. And then back up. I see Bebop's in. I'm like, all right, great. I'm out of here. There's nothing I can do at that point. There's too many, way too many. Like you can see there's 5 people there. Nothing I can do about this. So sit here. We'll rotate. What's my plan? My plan is to go back. I'm going to buy and use that opportunity to rotate back out into somewhere. Oh boy. Somewhere new. Okay. So I've gone East Lane. Why am I going East Lane? So 2 things. Number 1, there's a Walker here, right? Gotta kill a Walker. Number 2, why do I go the eastmost lane as opposed to, I think, is purple, right? Purple, as opposed to this lane, the middle right lane. I go the outside lane because outside lanes are the hardest lanes to rotate to, which means you get a lot more small scale fights, 1v1s, 2v2s, 2v1s. When my net worth is ahead, I want small fights, because the difference is more significant in a 1v1, 2v2 than it is in a 6v6 fight. In a 6v6 fight, my net worth advantage is not that meaningful, right? So if I go to the outside lane, again, what are they going to send to stop me? They have to send 2, or they have to stall out in front of their Walker and just nuke the wave because I'm not good at killing waves. And that's still good because I can rotate from there and get more kills. So that's why I chose the outside lane versus the mid-right lane. If I go mid-right lane, then they can rotate on top of me. The downside to this is that if they go on my team, I can't help them. Obviously, that's like what's happening right here, and I'm like, oh, shoot. But I would note, their team has not been aggressive the whole game. This is the first time that I think they've done any damage to our Walker. So I was not expecting them to suddenly be emboldened by like this experience and push. Granted, we were missing 2. So actually, I think in retrospect, maybe I should have actually played with the team here or like played mid-right and then rotate. It's something to think about. Is that maybe I shouldn't have done this when we have 2 down, is maybe what I'm thinking here. But I'm thinking I'm not going to get back there. If I do get back there in time, best case scenario, I get back and they just leave and we save the Walker, right? Not like the best case scenario is that I go there and we kill them all, because there's no way they're going to stay there for that long of rotation, knowing that I'm rotating from so far away, unless they think they're going to win the fight. So, like, don't assume your opponents are idiots, right? If they're staying, it's because they think they can still win the fight. So, I'm not going to rotate. Like, that's the best case scenario. Worst case scenario is I rotate and they've already killed the Walker and or killed some of my teammates. And now I'm sitting there, like, you know, like just idling, being like, what am I supposed to do right now? Versus, I can apply pressure to the Walker. Again, they have to send 2 in order to stop me from killing the Walker. So I go over here. I'm like, okay, great. They're trading out. Like, this is all good news for me, right? Trading out is great because I'm not even there. So if we're trading with me not there, excellent. And I'm a big part of the net worth of our team. So applying damage to the walker. Great. Excellent. Get the walker kill. And what do I do now? I could go back. That is an option. But I don't want to because it's a long rotation back. So instead, I decide to push base. This is relatively uncommon that it is the right opportunity to push base. Usually when you're pushing a walker like this, somebody or some buddies will rotate back and or you don't have the net worth to keep doing this. But again, I'm at 21,000. I'm somewhere between 10 to 6,000 ahead of anybody else on their team. They can't stop me easily, so they have to send 2. So I'm going out and I'm looking, hey, what's going on? So we can see zip lines going back. And I'm like, okay, great. So that means I'm going to need to rotate out soon, but not quite yet, right? I start applying damage. I try to kill at least one of them. So Lash is coming out hard. Well, this is a problem because he can pick me up and like throw me into his base, into his teammates. So I immediately start getting out, right? We slide out. I actually probably could have hugged the wall there to prevent myself from getting picked up, but it's fine. Kelvin intercepts behind me. And I'm like, great. My instinct is not get away. My instinct is like, I'm going to fight this out, right? I apply punch damage into him. He goes backwards. I'm like, cool. I'll let him go now because now he can regroup with the Lash. So there's no reason for me to keep fighting. And as we can see, that is exactly what would happen. And I'd get 2v1 and probably die there. So I'm going to chill over here. Kill the camps. Excellent. Just chilling. I'm just looking right now. I'm like, okay, what's a good thing to do right now? Run Urn. Why? Urns force fights. If you run the Urn and they're like, they want to stop you, they come out and fight you, which is exactly what I want. I would love to drop the Urn and suddenly get into a big team fight. But if they don't, great. We get 5,175 souls. I get an extra bonus of souls, right? And we all get a permanent buff, permanent Urn buff. So yeah, Urns are great. I run out here. I also pinged help. By the way, if you didn't know, there's a contextual wheel where you can do ping for help when you have the Urn, and it tells your team to help you with the Urn, which is helpful. So people help me out. Great. Thanks, team. Right. I just hit these to make sure nobody tries to steal them. And now, what do? I want to get aggressive. I have 6,200 souls, but if there's going to be a fight here, I would love to take it right now. Because most of my there's almost none of my souls are unsecured. Which means if I die here, I don't lose really anything. And I'm in good position, and there's a chance their team tried to contest the Urn, and maybe we're out of position. So I want to look for an opportunity right now to see, hey, look, can I catch anybody here? No? All right, we're just chilling. Right, I see these people over here, but there's 6 people missing. So I think here, okay, what do I want to do here? I want to stay aggressive. I don't want to have to run back to the secret shop. Certainly, I don't want to go back to base, right? Definitely 0% chance of that. I can run back to my secret shop, but that removes the pressure I'm applying to the opposing team. So instead, what do? I use their secret shop because that keeps me deep in the opposing team's backline, which makes it hard for them to do things and makes it easier for me to rotate to get kills. So I'm going to use their secret shop. Part of the reason why I do this is I've learned from other good players who've beaten me is that they camp at our secret shop. And I'm like, this is really hard to deal with because it's really hard to predict where they're going to go from the secret shop / know they're there at all. And guess what? Someone is here. So I knife, right? Look for it. Poke, poke, poke. All right, excellent. He goes up top, fine. This is what it is. I go here, and I'm going to buy, I think, Leech. Yeah. So Leech is a great item. So Leech is the point where, like, now my sustain gets excellent, and now 2v1ing becomes even easier. It doesn't help your damage, and if you want more damage, you definitely should not buy Leech. But from a tankiness perspective, and that's all that really matters now, they can't kill me, and I do enough damage that I'm threatening enough to them, they have to respect that. If your damage is too far behind, you can't buy Leech, because it's not going to help you at all. Like, staying alive longer is not going to help you if you still can't kill them. But I can definitely kill them because I'm ahead. Lash comes back in for some reason. Great, I dash in. So, speaking of 2v1s, so now I'm going to get 2v1 right now by the Lash and by the Mo. Okay, so I'm going to get ulted here, which is fine. I mean, it's what it is, right? But this is what Shiv is great at. People try to burn you down, but you're really, really hard to burn down. So, I'm going to roll here, right? I go for the Mo. I missed. I have a lot of trouble with sensitivity in this game. I have it already reasonably low, but like Shiv in particular is like extra hard for me. For some reason, it feels weird, like the FOV feels weird or whatever. So 2 people are shooting at me, which is great. And you'll notice that I rolled into the corner because if I get ulted, Lash couldn't hit me unless he got close. That was very much an intentional decision to force the Lash to come up to me. Why would I want to do that? So I can slice and dice them. And if I slice and dice and I hit multiple heroes, the cooldown is shorter. So slice through, I only hit the Mo, which is great, but Lash goes all the way out here, which is excellent. I know the Lash is killable. And what do? as I roll backwards, I actually probably could have kept going here, but you can see that I'm at 1400 health, but half of my health is damage that I'm eventually going to take. My Wraith did a good call here telling me to go back towards Secret Shot because they could help, so I roll back, because like I think there's actually a pretty good chance I could have killed both of them. Again, we can't see the cooldowns of Slice and Dice here. I think there's a pretty good chance I could kill both of them solo, but like why take that risk, right? If I know Wraith can help. So I step back here to make sure the Wraith gets in, right? I kind of botched the rolls here. I roll out. Also, you can't see staminas here either, which is really unfortunate. I poke back in, but now that my Wraith is here, I slice in. Why do I go for Lash first? The Mo is dead. If we're going to win this fight, the Mo is dead. The Mo has no ability to get out. That's why I'm trying to kill the Lash first and then turn for the Mo. Same concept in Overwatch, right? It's like, if you're running and there's like an Ana and a Lucio, who do you kill first? You kill the Lucio. Lucio's back, because Lucio will make the Ana fast too. Man, why am I having trouble thinking of evasive supports? Kiriko, right? Imagine there's a Kiriko and Ana, right? And there's also, they have a Tracer, and the Tracer's retreating as well, and the Kiriko's Swift Step is on cooldown. Well, you should kill the Kiriko first, because she can escape, and the Ana can't. So kill the Kiriko, assuming you're going to win the fight, and then kill the Ana next. So I'm killing the Lash first. Lash is dead. Right, I turn around. Right, stick the Mo. By the way, shooting him when he's burrowed slows him down. Damage from enemy heroes will reduce the speed bonus. So that's a really important thing. Is like you're not, the damage reduction is significant while he's burrowed, but it's still worth it to shoot him to slow him down so he can't get away. And then from here, I know there's no Walker here because I killed it earlier, right? I shoot, get up close. He pops, right? And I'm going to slice and dice, I think, in a second. That doesn't even matter. Yeah, he's going to die. All right, great. From here, what do we do now? Well, we're really far ahead, right? You see the lane's pushed up pretty far, so we can't do anything here. I was thinking, oh, maybe I can cut off the 7, but I'm like, So good call here by the Wraith to actually go for the Walker on the East lane, because I didn't actually see that, which is actually my bad. I actually should have seen that and realized that was actually the most value thing from here. I was looking at the heroes, not the Walker. But I didn't even need to come to this, honestly. I probably could have gone into the West Jungle and tried to hunt them on their way back. So now I'm like, wait, there's an Abrams here? Question mark? Right? So applying damage here. I'm getting attacked by 2 Guardians and the Abrams. And I'm still applying pressure because I'm just so big now, right? Plus Leech, like I'm good. But anyway, he goes back. It's fine. Kelvin's here. I'm like, oh, shoot. I never was just going to take that path. Slice, right? Hit 1. And I'm like, you know what? I don't think this is the right play. So I get stunned here. Great. That's fine. And I'm just like, hey, there's too many people right now that are missing, A, and B, like our team is not in position to help us at all. And in fact, if I go to both teams, you can see there's 4 people here, and I'm already half health. So if I stay, this is going to be a loss fight. So getting out here. And again, when you're ahead in farm, take their farm. So I'm looking like, I want to take their farm, but the problem is they actually seem like they're getting kind of aggressive. So I'm going to sit here, right? See how many there are. Abrams here, poke him a little bit. Lash is going on me. Okay, fine. Lash is going on me. Let's do this. So dash through. I'm only at 725 health, and I'm still taking this fight. Like, when you're ahead in farm and playing a character like Shiv, like, it's actually kind of bonkers. So I back up here because I'm like, hey, look, I've actually taken a ton of damage. So now they commit for me, which makes sense, right? From their perspective, I look like I'm about to die, right? I'm missing 80% of my health. From the Abrams perspective, he thinks this is the best opportunity we have had all game to kill the Shiv. Let's kill the Shiv. But I'm thinking, I think I might die here, but I think they're both going to die for it. So I back up here. Telekinesis lifts him. Excellent. Good play by the Wraith, right? We're going to kill the Abrams first. So Lash is still in play. For the record, I'm only at 600 health, and half of my health is going to kill me. Or not kill me. Is going to tick off. So I really only have 300-ish health. But that's fine. I keep chasing, right? I chase, get LOS, and then I ulti and kill him. And now I get to walk away, and I'm safe, right? Again, farm advantage is huge. It overwhelms like so many other mechanics in game sense. Like if you can get ahead in farm, like just keep bullying them over and over and over again. I come out here, see, hey, look, kind of what's going on. Is there a fight? Not a fight. Okay, great. So again, we're just chilling right now. And I'm like, look, they're all playing really safe. A counter to the opposing team camping and playing safe is to run Earn. Because Earn gives your team big net worth boosts. It's basically rewards you for having space control. So it's like a snowballing effect. Get ahead, get further ahead with Earn. I would also note something that's really important is when the enemy team has less and less space they can stand in, their internal rotation is always faster. Rotating from here to here takes a long time. Rotating from here to here is very fast. So early on, I think this is a really common pattern you'll see where like, oh, we're killing them in the early game phase, but like then we couldn't do anything in mid game or late game. And it's because you're taking advantage of maybe their individual mechanical problems or game sense problems. But once they're all clumped up as 6, it overwhelms, like it covers for a lot of their problems, right? So that's what I'm worried about is, okay, we're going to make some sloppy mistakes here and let them get back in the game by trying to push fights before we're really ready. We have a 25,000 net worth lead. That is sizable, but it's not, we're definitely going to win this game territory, right? So running Urn is a big part of this. As I was running Urn, like a real fight happens here, so I drop the Urn to go help them fight. Following, right? Knife him. I take this outside path because I think it's actually a little faster if we can get LOS. Great, excellent. So now we just got a couple kills, and we're going to roll in. So McGinnis is here. What do? I commit. Two turrets, 2 guardians, no problem. I am super farmed and I have leech. I have 8,000 more net worth than the McGinnis. I'm going in. Can I solo kill her here? No. To be clear, I did this because I knew my team was there. I cannot solo kill her from game sense. I know I can't solo kill her in this situation, right? If she pops ulti, for example, I'm super screwed. But like with my team here, I know she's going to die. She gets hooked out, which is great. Right? Apply damage. Slice and dice, right? She pops parry. It's fine. We work down. Great. Get the kill. I get hooked off of her there, by the way. And we turn that into killing shrines. Somebody shot, I think, Lash out of the zip line, right? Kelvin goes on me. I'm like, wait a second. What is happening here? Because suddenly I realize I'm all alone in their base and I'm going to get killed. So my whole team, I think... Oh, man. I really don't want to click this button. Oh, we have sound again. Miraculous. So I think my whole team retreats after we kill the shrines. Oh man. See, this is why you can't click the buttons. Oh no, it's gonna crash again. Well, we'll try again. All right, we're back. 3 parts for this video because of replay viewer crashes. So as a reminder, right before this, I ended up dying because I am quote unquote too far in, right? Overextended, I get like 4v1, 5v1. And I was really confused here because from my perspective, I thought everybody was with me killing the shrine. So like, I'm very confused how at this moment in time, like after killing the shrine, how did we end up not being all together? So we're all here killing the shrine. I'm actually very curious. I actually don't know what happened here. So I would just kill them from here, right? Like just kill them from this side. But people roll out. Like this feels really unnecessary. Like you kill them so fast. Like look how fast they kill them. Does it matter whether or not you kill them here versus killing them here? It's very confusing. I know they're shooting at you, but you kill them so fast. And like you can use the pillar here. You can use the pillar here to make sure only one of them shoots you. Like it doesn't. So that's why I'm like so surprised all of a sudden where I'm like, I just killed this shrine with my team. Where did my team go? So I don't even know if I consider this a mistake. Like it happened so fast that I'm like my team was literally right there. But so be it. So feed the enemy team. And of course, with me dead, things go awry. I have a sizable part of my net worth. So they're going to go for mid boss. I'm like, wait, what? I think you see me go, I'm going towards it. I'm like, wait, there's nobody else alive. Like I can't contest this. And I don't, like Shiv is not good at sniping it. And I can't like kill them all anyway. So I'm like, okay, I might as well just push base and force them to rotate. A really important thing to do is if you aren't contesting mid boss, push the lanes as far as you can. That will force them to have to back up to go fix the lanes again. And that kills time, bleeds time off of Rejuvenator. So that's really, really important, right? If you're like, oh, they're mid boss and we can't stop them, don't just clump up in your base. Push the lanes. Now, if they're really smart, they might send some people out to go snipe you, but generally speaking, they all just cluster around mid to make sure they get it. So I'm pushing lanes right now. And I'm looking, I'm like, okay. So first of all, I don't know if you saw this, but our Infernus actually snipes the Rejuvenator, so, which is great. Now you see I don't show myself because I know that there's time for them to have rotated to potentially to get me. So that's why I'm chilling here and just waiting and being like, okay, who is here? 2 people? I'm out of here. Right, zip out. Kill more camps. Just chilling. Right. I'm like, okay, Kelvin's here. I don't actually know who else is there, right? So there are actually 2 more here. So I figure if Kelvin's trying to fight me solo, it's not because he's an idiot, it's because he has backup. So I just slide out of this. I'm like, look, we're going to play safe. I can hear him stop chasing me, so I feel like I'm safe, so I walk back forwards. Like that's like the little things though, is to be efficient. I knew right away when the Kelvin stopped chasing me, and I immediately went back to farming. Right? I don't like keep running. I'm like, oh, maybe he's gonna catch me. I'm like, no, he's not gonna keep fighting me. I'm gonna eke every little bit of value out. It's very similar if you watch StarCraft 2, where they never build like defensive structures for the most part, right? Other than like why am I suddenly blanking what the name is? Planetary fortresses, right, for Terrans, right? But like you don't see people building like sunken colonies, like photon cannons, etc. Like very rarely did they do it, and the reason being is they're trying to eke every little bit of value out. A static defense, while effective at doing its job, can't go with your army. So every single mineral that you spend on a tower is not something that you can use in the field to help you fight out there, which is where you really need to win the fight to win the game, right? It just slows down your defeat. So like that example of just being like trying to optimize every little thing, carry that over to Deadlock as well, which is like, look, the second I'm like, I'm safe, go back to farming, right? You don't have to play it super, super safe. Yeah, there's maybe a 5% chance I die there, but like that's worth it. At this phase, like I will take that risk in exchange for being able to farm and stay out in the field and do more. So I come across them. I'm like, okay, cool. So you see me engaging, right? Worked on the Kelvin. Kelvin's very, very low. So now I'm like, this is actually a little bit problematic. So my Ivy is here. So hopefully my Ivy will be able to help me. But unfortunately, I don't think that's actually going to be able to happen. So I get lifted here. That was huge. That lift by the lash was huge because it prevented me from dashing through everyone. And then I'm going to die, which is unfortunate. So that, I think, was a legitimate misplay. I was not expecting them to all be so close together. Because, like, even just 2 of them, I killed them, right? They literally needed 4 people to kill me. So with 2 of them, it still would have been totally fine. But so be it. So we spawned. I don't really know why I'm stationary. I don't think I think I forgot I had Rejuvenator. So, like, I spawned faster than I expected. And I was, like, checking my phone or something. Because at this point, like, the game is over. Like, it's only 19,000, but, like, we're so far ahead in objectives. Like, all it takes is one minor mistake for us to end the game. While simultaneously, like, they have to work through all the outside walkers, then the outside guardians, then the shrine, like, then the patron. Like, it's a lot to do. So once again, I have farm advantage. I stay forward, right? For the record, the Kelvin's, like, nearly caught up to me in farm. The catch-up mechanic, net worth-wise, is actually pretty good in this game. Not like in Dota, where in Dota, I feel like once you get behind, it's like, I just get obliterated. Like, what am I going to do? So we're just chilling, farming out the creeps, right? Making sure to constantly keep rage up in case there's a fight. I see my Infernus is getting chased, so I'm like, okay, great. I'm on the Kelvin. All right, he ultis. Only my Ivy's in there. Ivy goes in there. Dash in 2. Kill with 7. I figured that my Wraith can definitely kill, I think it's like Mo in there, or Kelvin. Yeah, that's fine. Ulti, right? And now I think we just roll from here, right? And this is what I mean by health. Oh yeah, I rotate over here to go try to catch the McGinnis. So I don't want to walk into all those towers in the Guardian, so I'm poking her down first from a distance. Kill tower, that's fine, right? Slice and dice. Again, I'm playing really slow, but my team ends up killing the base anyway. Like, I'm just me zoning the McGinnis is already a winning scenario, though I would have killed the McGinnis clearly, like, over time. This is what I mean by objectives, thinking of objectives as health points for your team. Or for the enemy team, right? Once they're down to 1 health, even if they win 3-4 fights in a row, as long as I have, if every single fight is equal to 1 health point, right? Every objective is 1 health point. Even if they win 3 fights in a row and take 3 health points away from me, as long as they're still on 1, I only need to win 1 fight. Same concept in Overwatch, right? Around time clock management. That's why I say get as much clock as you can. Don't just cap with 3 minutes. If you cap with 3 minutes, it's pretty hard for people to win. If you cap with 5 minutes, you're basically already won the game without playing your round. You basically have to fall over and like go AFK to not win if you have a 5-minute clock advantage against the opposing team. Same deal here, right? Kill the objective sooner. That way, you need to win fewer fights to end the game. And every single objective you can snipe from them, take from them without them defending, reduces their health, which makes the game more fragile for them, which makes it easier for you to convert for the win. Okay, I'm going to hold there. Hopefully this was interesting, helpful to see, especially if you're not a Shiv player, like, trying to convince you to play more Shiv, because I think Shiv is a really cool, super fun hero as well to play. And yeah, that's it.